everybody, and welcome to my first Let's Play ever of Miles Edgeworth Investigations, one of my favorite series of all time. Yet I've never played one of these games before, so it's gonna be fun watching me blindly just screw up halfway through, yelled at by everyone. Why'd I do this? Alright, let's go. That's all I can say right now. Turnabout Visitor, Episode 1. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Best place ever. To make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? Okay, the volume's a little loud. That's a little soft. Okay, there we go. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. So was that an Olympic gold medalist or something? Do we have to fight the Olympics? Because I can do that. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Never mind. Always have been, always will be. I feel like I'm mumbling a lot. That's not a good thing. 12th floor hallway, Prosecutors building, March 14th. That's weird. Okay, there we go. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door's unlocked? Anyone in here? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Okay, you know something's wrong when blood becomes familiar scent. Just saying that right up to the front. What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Ooh. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. So what, this happened before? The last one died. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrust into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. That's a great sign. Room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Good enough for me. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Ah! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's the detective with the local precinct, and the one day assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, the room is trashed. Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say. The culprit's sullying my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Well, sounds like you're getting really burned off over this whole thing. He does? Doesn't really look like it. The crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are able to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we etched into the forefront of my mind. Why can't I have a memory of like that? After 5 minutes, it just goes away. At least for me. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? It's really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I don't know. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office? It's kind of obvious. It probably has a lock built into it, just saying. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you that I am perfectly screwed. What's a logic? By finding a connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. How do you use it? I don't know. Use your brain. First, I call information through the logic button and then connect them together. Oh, I'm sorry, it has to be more confusing than that. Now to touch the logic button and recall the facts. Oh, that was stupid. Keep forgetting it's the L button. So, just connect these two. Press X. And then I connected them. And I exploded. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? What was the killer's goal, I guess? Do I have to use logic during this investigation phases, or just trial phases? I'm wondering. When you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well, and that's probably what the green logic meter means, which basically kills me. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Yes, well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! I'm Prosecutor's Office's room 1202. The basics of any good investigation is to examine everything. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply touch the examine button. Well, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just touch the partner button, okay? I'll give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Or right now, I like talking to my partners right before an investigation. I'm just wondering, like, where I'm supposed to go or stuff like that. They're just usually good like that. Called, sir? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. What awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective... Whoa! Edward's going all crazy on Gumshoe's butt. Sorry, sir. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course. Examine things by tapping them or by touching the examine button. By checking various things out, we gather evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected by touching the organizer button. For information and leads, it's the logic button. We've been over this in the last 10 minutes. Not even my brain's that bad. Deductive reasonable is the way to go. Dang. I love those little comedic people. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay, so there's blood everywhere, so let's see here. There's blood all over this lower abdominal area. Did anyone else notice the freaking hand? Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy is done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. And we just have some notes. Whoa, is that my prosecutor's badge? Dude, it looks so much better than Wright's. Dude, I want something like that. If you say so. I'll keep all the evidence I find either or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to touch its organizer, evidence of people's profiles, and hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Well, that's good to hear. Alright, so this thing. What do we have here? I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. You should have seen one at least. That's the exact same thing. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Fate. It appeared that our victim was a detective, just like you. And he barely knows that he had the same badge. Don't worry, Gumshoe, I've had one of those moments as well. Your files are all over the floor. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. So there's a struggle as well. And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Didn't you say, like, right outside that you asked him to clean your office or something? Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Why can't I have somebody like that? Jeez. My room is pigsty. Come on. Does he have a life? I don't think so. Anyway, it doesn't look like we can get anything from there, so let's look around more. I mean, there's a thing right here. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? So it would mean that the killer made the escape after disposing of their gun here. I don't think it's a good idea to dispose the gun in the room where he killed the guy as well. Just saying. Maybe throw it out a window or something. See, kids, if you want to kill somebody, I'm not saying you should. Just saying that right now, but if you want to kill somebody, make sure your murder weapon is not in the same place as the killer's. Or at least have two murder weapons to make them more confusing. Parental advice! I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, I do seem to smile around the precinct a lot. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I don't recognize them. It's the same type of revolver as the ones used by precinct's detectives. And yep, that seems to be everything. Gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to commonly used logic and figure out any of them are connected to each other. Now we're going to do that in the next episode because I'm running out of time. So please, if you like this, favorite, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I know this is my first one, but I promise it'll be better. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Thank you and good night.